right, the next one I'm going to show you is called novel effect. And I think I referenced it in one of the discussion boards before. But so to do this one, teachers can get like 5 free books a month or something like that. But you have to do it through the app. You cannot do it through the web-based platform. If you do it through the web-based platform, they will basically ask you to buy a year membership, which isn't bad. It's like $42. But I know we're not buying it this year for our school, but we'll probably buy it for the next year. Um, and it's mostly geared towards elementary when read alouds with picture books are still a thing. Um, but as you can tell, there's definitely options for reading books, especially nonfiction, but also fiction. So I'm not quite sold on it on my own classroom, but I think it's something I would definitely want to consider. So I've been playing with it a little bit. I typically read aloud chapter books in fifth grade, so I haven't done it too much. And I saw it demonstrated in a fourth grade classroom, and just the reaction from the kids was totally worth it. And I was like, okay, I have to try this. So I'm still getting used to it. I've been practicing at home, but it's not something I'm super comfortable with yet. So I will do my best. So some science books that I have usually used in the classroom are nonfiction, but if I find a science book, I pretty much pick it up and buy it. Um, Especially if it's like got the NSTA stamp on it. We also get the Science World subscription. So those will come, and we share that with middle school as well. The kids like it. It's current. It's relevant. Sometimes they'll see something on social media that they're on, unfortunately. And then my favorite part is what in the world on the back. So this is usually what they'll connect to. Like they'll see this sculpture, for example, and asks a bunch of questions about that. Or I'll find a connection to something we're learning, and I'm like, well, what do you think about that? Do you think that's something to do with odor, with something with light? And then we just kind of get some nuggets of ideas going. Um, Although then they want to like get out their phones and just use that Bing app that connects it to there, so that's kind of a bummer. There's also the Celebrating Chemistry, so the Chemistry for Life or the American Chemistry Society. They've got some kid activities, so they'll have some for elementary, some for middle school. Not too much for lower L. It's more like reading and experience activities for that. But some of it's really good, like especially when I'm trying to branch up and make some higher connections. Like we'll do something with candles end of the year, but we don't quite go into like the chemistry of candles. So had I had like a supplemental reading, totally something that I can add in to the day. And then some other books picked out are just like your non-traditional books, like the ones that won't show up on the NSTA list necessarily, like A Twist Scientist, Architect One, and Rosie Revere Engineer. Those are going to show up there absolutely, and those are the ones that will show up on Novel Effect as well. But the Barnacle Project won't. It's definitely a unique story. And then 11 experiments that failed probably won't, because not many teachers will feel brave enough to be like, ketchup and ice cream, why did that? We shouldn't be talking about that. But I like those ones that don't fit in with the norm, because I think they're still worth talking about, because this is the stuff our kids do, you know? So don't need to knock it. Just gotta love it and learn from it. So I'm gonna get this set up, and then I'll do another one to kind of show you how it works. But you need the app for Novel Effect, which then would require like an iPad or something where you could download the app onto, which is a free app. A Bluetooth speaker. It could be like what do I have up here? I have like my Bitty Bopper Yoda one, or I've got like my nice go to the curling club and crank out music one, you know. Um, so it doesn't matter if you have got one. Five and below, like some different little stores will have them there. So turn it on, find your book, and then turn your Bluetooth speaker on, connect it to your phone. It'll only play automation or effects while you're reading. So if you have to stop and go have a conversation or ask your audience something, that is something that you can do with the novel effect. So I'll be right back on the next episode.